Hi everybody, time now for the tropical update with J7409 today, Thursday, the 7th day of June 2018. Of course, we're looking at the Eastern Pacific with the tropical cyclones and disturbances, and we have Alita. What is Alita doing? Well, right now Alita's winds is 70 miles per hour. The minimum central pressure is 991 millibars, and if you're tracking Alita, Alita is located at 14.9 north, 109.3 west, and moving west-northwest around 6 miles per hour. And down at the left-hand corner, it says 7:36 PDT this morning, but you can see up here this was as of 9 a.m. MDT. So they just didn't do all the graphical updates. They just updated the information. I've had a few of you jot me a comment, write me a note. Will Alita maybe go over to Hawaii? Those people don't need anything else. As of right now, I don't think Alita's going to bother them at all. Now we have this disturbance, as we can see right here, disturbance number 1, and it's a tropical wave, and it's continuing to produce disorganized showers and thunderstorms. It's centered a few hundred miles south-southeast of the Gulf of Tehuantepec. I believe I pronounced that wrong, Tehuantepec. Maybe I didn't, maybe I did. Now, upper level winds are forecast to become more conducive for this wave for development this weekend, and a tropical depression is likely to form by early next week while the system moves westward to west-northwestward off the coast of southern Mexico. It's more or less kind of going just like Alita. Now, formation chance in 48 hours, 40%. It zooms on up to 90% in 5 days. Well, Alita right now is just knocking on the door of being a hurricane with about 4 or 5 mile per hour more winds. It needs to become one. You can see where it was at 9 a.m. this morning, and probably sometime tonight it will turn into a hurricane, as you can see, and remain that way through most of Saturday. But sometime during Saturday night, it's going to start to die down, and then by Tuesday, it should just be a depression system. Okay, we're looking in the Atlantic now. There's nothing going on. They're not watching anything. No tropical cyclone activity is expected for the next 48 hours. Okay, everybody's been watching this little system on the GFS that looks like, some say it will turn into something. I'm saying I don't know. I've looked at a lot of things. Right now, though, I don't see where it's going to. I could change my song and sing a different one. But if it is going to turn into anything, by Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, and at the latest Wednesday, but I'm thinking more like Tuesday, maybe even Monday, but Tuesday's my target date, it should be showing up somewhere else than besides the GFS model if it's going to happen. What is the National Hurricane Center saying in 5 days? Let's see what the 5 days. No new tropical cyclones are expected during the next 5 days. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Another reason that tends me to lean this way, folks, is the wind shear. This is a wind shear map for the next 2 days, okay? 48 hours. All right, right in here, it's got like 50 mile per hour winds. It's going to have to go through 70 mile per hour wind shear. It's going to have to go through before it gets back up here so it can form. If we move it on out to 3 days from now, this is what it's looking like. Still got that 50 mile per hour wind shear with 70 mile per hour wind shear in here before it can come on up. So it's either going, to me it looks like it's going to get torn apart. I don't think it will go away entirely, but I just don't, I have my quips and qualms about whether it's going to turn into a tropical storm or not. we'll have to wait and see. I might change my tune, like I said. And this is the wind shear just over the past 24 hours. It's kind of hard to see on this map, but here's Florida. I try to point it out for you. Now, where you see these dotted lines, that's where the wind shear has decreased. But all of this is where, in the past 24 hours, the wind shear has started to pick up and is increasing. Okay? You can see the current shear by the knots in this chart right over to the right over here. And where this little system or wave, whatever you want to call it, is coming from is down in here. Okay? It hadn't even got up to here yet. Alright? It's still down in here. So this is just the past 24 hours. Now in the next 48 hours, in the next 2 days, this is that disturbance number 1 that they were showing on the National Hurricane Center map earlier a while ago. You can see up here, this is a chance of it forming in the next 48 hours right in here, percentage-wise. You can see it's moving on up a little bit past halfway here. But this other little system that's way down here, it's got like a 2% chance. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Anything is possible. There is 176 days left in hurricane season this year. Here's the latest run from the GFS, courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. We'll go through it right quick. You can see everything going on across the U.S. and all the moisture down around Florida, as well as North Carolina, Virginia, how it's going to move through now through next week. And here comes this little system. Now, once again, I'm saying if anything is going to come to this that we really need to watch, it should show up somewhere else besides the GFS by Tuesday. As of now, you can see how the isobars spread apart. Let's run it back just a second. This is on Thursday. They're still around it, but they don't look that tightly compacted to me. Sure, some of them are, but to me it looks like a great big old messy rainmaker, bringing rain to everyone who has already had enough. And it goes on out, and that's the model right there from the GFS. And we'll end it up a little bit. Yesterday, this little system did show a little bit of on the Canadian model, but I don't see it as much today. And it's very, very low between, the only place it's showing up is the GFS for the most part that I have found. Maybe someone else has found it somewhere else. I'm just going on what I found to show you folks. Now, this is Thursday at midnight the 13th. Okay? This is what it looks like on the GFS model. When we go over to the European model, poof, it's not there. But the other disturbance is showing up right in here. When we go to the GFS model, not changing the time at all, there's the other disturbance, and there's this one. So we'll move it up some to around 1 p.m. Thursday the 14th. This is what it's looking like on the GFS. We go to the European model, and poof, it's gone again. It never shows up. Okay, something's going to happen, and I believe it's because of a high pressure system. It's still on the European model, but look at this big old high, just plus it's got the shear wind. It's got all the stuff, and another high here. So I mean, you know, the GFS is showing one thing, the European showing another. None of the models have this system as a concern as of now. That might change. But nobody is really watching this thing, except people on YouTube. So it's like, you know, who knows what it'll turn into. It might turn into a disturbance. It probably will turn into something, but nothing out of the way. And as you can see, it looks like it is trying to follow Alberto's path. And in some of my videos, if you go back and look under what I've done for hurricane season 2018. In some of the earlier videos, I showed the paths in June, and most of them take this same exact path that Alberto and this system looks like that it may. So, okay, we'll come to Friday around 4 p.m. on the 15th. And this is the GFS, and it's already, look at the way they've spread apart, and it's beginning to move off. So, that's what it's looking like now. For the tropical update, any changes I see within the next 24 hours, tomorrow I'll do another update. But as of now, this is what it's looking like to me at this time. Everybody stay safe. Thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time here, please click subscribe, click the bell, click the email notification, and click all so you get all of the latest in weather news, forecasts, alerts, and tropical updates as they come out. Please comment, share, like, do all that stuff. You guys do it all the time. Thank you so much for donations that you send me. They mean so much to me and help me more than you will ever know. Thank you so very, very much. If you have any pictures, weather pictures or sky phenomena pictures you'd like to share with us, I'd love to see them. I'd love to share them. And I'm sure all my subscribers would too. Please click show more. Scroll down. You'll find an email address to send them to. So with all of that said and done, each and every one of you have a great, wonderful, blessed day, and much peace, love, and kindness to all.